Forget what you think you know about letting go. Today, we're taking a deep dive into Nick Trenton's The Art of Letting Go.
Mm-hmm.
It's this book that basically says emotional freedom isn't, just passive surrender. It's actually a proactive skill, something you can learn.
Right.
So if you've ever felt kind of caught in that worry loop or maybe weighed down by regrets or just frankly overwhelmed by modern life, well, this deep dive is probably for you.
Yeah, and Trenton comes at it from behavioral psychology, but he mixes it up.
How so?
Well, he brings in ancient Stoic ideas, but connects them to, modern cognitive behavioral stuff. It's a roadmap, really.
A roadmap to reclaim your mental space.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So let's dig in. Trenton gets right to it, doesn't he? He argues that a lot of our suffering comes from these, what does he call them? Invisible chains?
Exactly. Invisible chains. Things like past regrets you can't change, or worrying endlessly about a future that hasn't happened.
Or just stuff totally outside our control.
Precisely. And that's where he immediately brings in this really foundational Stoic idea, the dichotomy of control.
Okay, break that down a bit. Dichotomy of control.
It sounds kind of fancy, but it's simple, really. It's about clearly seeing the difference between what's actually in your power, your opinions, your choices, how you react, and what's not.
Like what other people do. Or, I don't know, the economy.
Yeah, exactly. Other people's behavior, external events, all that stuff. And the paradox Trenton points out is that real freedom, real liberation, it doesn't come from fighting everything. It comes from actively choosing to put your mental energy only on the things you actually can influence.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense logically.
Right.
Separate what you can control from what you can't. But, knowing that is one thing.
Right.
Why is it still so darn hard to actually let go? Our brains seem to fight it.
Oh, they absolutely do. The book dives into some fascinating reasons why. Our wiring is kind of against it.
Like what?
Well, two big things Trenton highlights. First, there's loss aversion, this cognitive bias where the pain of losing something feels like twice as bad as the pleasure of gaining something equivalent.
Right, so we cling on harder even to negative things just because we don't want to lose them.
Kind of, yeah. Even if it's just losing a familiar pattern of worry. And then there's this other kicker he mentions, a dopamine reward loop.
Wait, we get rewarded for overthinking.
It sounds crazy, but yeah, our brain can actually get a small perverse hit or sense of engagement from just ruminating, from chewing over problems or perceived threats. It makes the cycle kind of addictive, even though it's causing us pain.
Wow. Okay, that explains a lot, actually. So we get why hold on. What about the how? What tools does Trent give us to, start breaking free?
Yeah, the book's great for practical stuff. It's like a mental toolbox. For instance, have you heard of brain dumping?
Just writing everything down.
Yeah, basically scribbling down every single thought, worry, task, whatever is swirling around up there. It clears the mental clutter. But Trenton stresses, and this is key, you can't just dump it.
Right, you have to do something with it.
Exactly. You have to process it, decide what needs action, what can be let go. Otherwise, you're just moving the mess from your head to the paper.
Okay. What else?
There's the 90-second rule. This one's really powerful. It's the idea that the actual physiological life of an emotion, the pure feeling in your body, is maybe only 90 seconds long.
90 seconds, that's it.
That's the biochemical reaction. It only lasts longer because we keep it going with our thoughts. We replay the story, the anger, the fear.
And we keep triggering the feeling. So the rule reminds you to just let the initial wave pass without adding fuel to the fire.
You got it. It gives you that pause to realize, okay, this feeling is here, but I don't have to amplify it.
These are great for managing the internal stuff.
Huh.
What about bigger picture things like relationships or even how we approach goals? Does letting go apply there?
Absolutely. Trenton tackles that too. He reframes forgiveness, for example. Says it's not really about making nice with the person who wronged you, necessarily.
Then what is it?
It's more about self-care. It's releasing that bitterness and anger for your own sake to free up your emotional energy. It's letting go of the burden for yourself.
That's a powerful shift. And what about ambition? Like perfectionism?
Ah, yes. He talks about moving away from that crippling perfectionism towards something he calls excellentism.
Excellentism. Okay. What's the difference?
Perfectionism demands the impossible flawlessness. Excellentism is about setting high standards, yes, but standards that are actually attainable. And crucially, it's about seeing mistakes not as disasters, but as, data, learning opportunities.
So embracing the process, including the bumps, rather than fearing any tiny error. I like that. Less pressure.
Much less pressure. It's about growth, not impossible perfection.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly positive, really empowering. But how do we make sure we're doing this right? Like, how do we know we're truly letting go and not just, avoiding things or stuffing feelings down? Is there a danger there?
That's a really important question, and Trenton addresses it. He warns against confusing healthy detachment with harmful emotional avoidance. They're not the same thing.
Well, how do you tell the difference?
True letting go is conscious. It's acknowledging the feeling or thought and then choosing to release your grip on it. Avoidance is more like pretending it's not there, pushing it away without processing. And here's the critical follow-up step Trenton emphasizes.
Which is?
Letting go often creates a kind of void, right? You release something, there's space, you have to actively rebuild in that space.
So it's not just about stopping something, it's about starting something else.
Exactly. Cultivating a growth mindset, maybe visualizing the future you want, intentionally filling that cleared space with new purpose, new positive connections. It's subtraction, yes, but it needs to be followed by intentional addition.
Right. The whole process. So this deep dive really makes it clear. Letting go in this sense isn't passive at all. It's a really deliberate, active journey.
Totally. It's about consciously shifting your focus to what you can control, releasing the rest, and then, importantly, building something new in the space you've created.
That makes sense. It's about actively choosing where your energy goes.
Yeah. So maybe the thought to leave you with is this. If letting go genuinely creates space in your life, what new identity, or maybe what new purpose might you choose to build in that space now that it's cleared?
Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.